Good evening, everybody. When you pop in, say hi. Let me know where you're from. Give me 1 second here, as usual, as per. Cindy's going to readjust this. No, maybe not. Just leave. I should have left it the way it was. I'm always fiddling around. Pop in, say hi, see if you can beat Andrew tonight coming into the live. Yeah, I'm still waiting for him to miss one of those. I just finished my live on my Instagram. I just made a little short one tonight. No, nobody beat you tonight, eh? Yay, yes, I'm in the apartment, Andrew. I'm in the apartment. I forgot to tell everybody. It's not like I don't know yet. I don't know, right? I sent them an email and I pleaded. I pleaded. I put my heart into the email and I didn't get a reply, so I forwarded the email again. I figured she's teaching me a lesson, right? Because I don't return her calls, so she's not returning me mine, right? But then when I forwarded it, one of the other girls emailed me and said, Cindy, we made sure she got it. Don't worry, she's got it, right? Just hold on. She was very, very polite. So I am optimistic, right? I'm optimistic that something could be done. I've got $500 right now. I'm not going to touch that money. I told her, I says, I have $500 right now. On the 16th, I can give her another $500, right? Give her another $500. And we'll be caught up in no time. I'm so excited to build me a new studio. I'm so excited to buy me a new studio. I went, happy Thanksgiving to my fellow Canadians who pop in tonight, right? It is Thanksgiving here in Canada today. It's kind of sad, because we are trying to dissuade everybody. We canceled Halloween, right? We canceled Halloween, but we're trying to dissuade everybody from doing Thanksgiving this year. We'll see how it goes. We'll see, because we're at dangerous highs now. We had 80 cases a few days ago. I haven't checked the statistics since then, but I'm going to assume that each day it got a little bit higher. Forgive me. I am so thirsty. I worked so hard. How are you doing, Andrew? How did your week go? So I'm pretty excited to still have my apartment. I'm very pleased for that, right? And I'm very, very grateful I have my apartment, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see, when she gets back to me, if she says yes, because I know I can get caught up really fast. I don't know if I will stay, right? Because like I said, that relationship, I heard it, my responsibility, I broke that trust. They were willing to work with me and like got a hold of me, shook me up a little bit, like it shook lots of people up, right? People are having a bad time all the way around. People, successful people, smart people, right? People who usually hold up the burdens of others and everything, and they're buckling under the weight, right? So it is bad because there are a lot of people who don't have those tools in their toolbox, and they're struggling and they're looking for help too, right? So yeah, everybody's just trying to be optimistic. And like I said, my sister today, she I messaged her to wish her a happy Thanksgiving. She messaged me the same thing and expressed how sad she was, like what a strange Thanksgiving it is this year, right? What a strange Thanksgiving it is this year, but it is what it is, and you got to make the best of it. There's nothing you can do about it, so you have to make the best of it. And I had a lovely day today. I'm totally exhausted, but I had an absolutely lovely day today. I went bottle digging today. And I posted a few of the videos up to my little clips up to my Instagram if you want to go check them out. But I got these two medicine bottles that I got bottle digging today. Isn't that neat? over 100 years old. I'm so excited. I just love holding the history in my hands like this, right? You know, you think like that bank was used as a garbage dump. And it was almost directly, while it was right across from the fort, but I don't know. I don't think the fort was in use at that time, right? These are definitely over 100 years old, but I think this is after the time of the fort, right? Being a community in itself. But as I was leaving, as I was leaving, a lady was walking down the bank, right? She had her knapsack on and everything, and she was traveling along the bank, right? And I guess she heard me digging and stuff, and she did a little bit of bottle digging herself, and me and her got into a lovely, lovely conversation. At first, you have to have your guard up and everything and make sure you're in a safe situation, because I was on the bank and the bushes are just above me, right? There's main drag and there's the walkway to the forks right behind me, and people could see me, but they wouldn't be able to get to me in time if somebody, wanted to take care of business. So, you have to play it safe. And I felt her out for a minute or so, and I deduced that she was actually quite a lovely lady, and then just proceeded to have a nice conversation with her. And she told me about a spot that she used to dig in on the junction of the two rivers, just over the bridge, right? And she said that, there's some amazing pieces there too, but they're more in the mud, right? And I haven't been going into the mud. I've actually been staying in the bank, right? Because the mud is really mucky. It's almost like quicksand. So I didn't want to go down there and end up getting stuck, right? Let's read some comments here. Oh, you don't use Google email, Andrew? Oh, through the university. Oh, okay, I got it. And that's true too, right? Even here in Manitoba, that they were saying where the rivers used to be, right? Where the rivers used to be. But I don't think a lot of the settlers in the early days did they settle along the river. I mean, yes, they, in Point Douglas, they were in the river, and they learned their lesson quite quickly when that area totally flooded, right? But we were so lucky. We really had it. I don't recall the gentleman's name, our mayor at that time, but he did the infrastructure, and we got our floodway, and it was in the 60s or early 70s, I think, that we got our floodway surrounded the city, right? So the city has actually got a little bit of protection now from flooding. But yeah, we still flood here in Manitoba. We flood here. Actually, the flood of the century was in 19. I'm just trying to think now. 1997, maybe. I'm trying to think, because I remembered it was the year that I moved to Edmonton, because I wasn't there. The flood of the century here in Manitoba, I wasn't here for that, because I had moved to Edmonton when my husband got transferred there, right? But I'm not quite sure. But I think it was in 1997 that we had that great big terrible flood here, but not in the city. It was all out in the countryside, but it was so bad. Your whole communities were cut off, right? Whole communities were cut off. Oh, interesting, Andrew. That's interesting. Yeah, I love the old bottles. And look at it, looks pretty cool, right? If I could fill that whole shelf up, and that's all from that same, all those bottles are from that same dump. All that bottles are from the same dump. I was so proud of myself that I'm saving all those bottles. I feel like I have my own archaeological dig going on. But this lady I bumped into, she says she digs here every once in a while in the same spot. There's a few of us digging in the same spot. There's a few of us digging bottles there. I can tell just by the way my holes are and stuff, right? So I did pretty good. The past couple of times I was there, I did pretty good. Okay, yeah. So Andrew, this painting, I did the research and I was looking in the galleries at his work and everything, and you're 100% right. That is the gentleman. I don't know how you found him so quickly, but yes, that is the gentleman, Lawrence Beaulieu, and his paintings will go for about $300, right? So I did really good for my $5 investment, didn't I? It was $7. But I got a staff discount on it too, $5 discount on it. But maybe I didn't get a discount on this one. Yeah, I might have taken it on the same day, so $300. But look at this, Andrew. This I got on the same day, and I love this little statue, right? And I thought it was Aboriginal and stuff, but no, it must have come in with the painting. It is Inuit too. It's an Inuit carving, Andrew, right? It means something, but I found something similar, just a little bit different style, but I found something similar when I was looking for the research on this painting. So yeah, I just absolutely love this piece of wood, and I love the dark patina on the bum, right? Because this is obviously people playing with it and stuff. So, the wood's got a really nice dark patina alongside there. It's very comfortable in the hand. It's very comfortable in the hands. I really, really like it. So that was a really good score too. I know, I'm so pleased, but I got another score here. Oh, Nancy's here. Hi, Nancy. How are you doing tonight? Tell us a story. Tell us some good news. Is there some good news today? I'll have a sip of coffee while you let us know, Nancy. Do you have internet or are you using Wi-Fi right now? Oh, my coffee. My coffee is so good. I'm so thirsty. Not like really coffee really does that for me, right? But yeah, dehydrates me a little bit. I noticed a few times this week when I went to bed, I had the beginnings of a Charlie horse. I could feel the tightness as I crawled into bed. So I knew I was going to have a Charlie horse. So I just got up right away and started walking it out. And I had a little bit of lemonade and stuff to try to make sure that I didn't get a Charlie horse, because I get Charlie horses so bad when I dehydrate, so bad that my back calves come right around to the front. They come right around to the front, and it's so painful sometimes that when it eases up, that I limp all day from the Charlie horse. But I haven't had Charlie horses for almost a year now. Right? I've been taking care of myself. I've been losing weight. I've been drinking more fluids, and I haven't been getting those Charlie horses. But this past couple of weeks, I guess, lots of stress. I'm not getting as much sleep. I'm not eating as proper as I like. I'm trying to, especially with the housing situation that I have, that I want to make sure that I'm feeling good emotionally, that I'm not stressing myself out and at the same time stressing everybody out at the same time. Give me 1 second here. I have to run into, I'm really, really thirsty for something cold. So I just need to grab a drink. I hate to do this to you guys, but I'm so thirsty. It's, oh, I got some root beer here. I'm going to have some root beer. I'll be right back. Chat with Andrew. Chat with Andrew. Yeah, I just had one of those days. I just jumped out of the shower. Just finished my live show with my Instagram. I've even got my pajamas. See, look at, I'm wearing my pajamas, right? I'm wearing my pajamas and a comfy shirt and everything. Oh, Perfect. That was exactly what I needed. So I got a couple of other great scores this week. Oh, in bottle digging, look at this, Andrew. This fell out of the bank too, right? It's a big part of an old tower tile, maybe around a fireplace or something. Isn't that magnificent? Look at the maple leaves. I wonder if Canada was Canada already, right? And that this was maybe part of a celebration tile or something, because already they were using the maple leaves, right? Maybe they were already planning on being part of Canada at that time. I know that dump is probably between 1890 and 1910, I would think. When I consider, I've also got these. They're here. Let me show you these here too. I was finding little doll arms, porcelain doll arms. Look at this one's so old, right? It's all cracked and everything. And then that's a clay one. This one here is a porcelain one, right? This one's porcelain. But yeah, they popped out of there too, and then just little pieces of pottery and stuff, right? So I have a little tray, so I'm just gonna collect this, but I just really, really love this. Yeah, kind of a gold mustard color with the whites and the dark browns and the blacks. It looks really, really pretty. I would have liked to have seen this towel when it was whole. Oh, Melvin's here too. Wonderful. Oh, hot chocolate and juice. I don't drink a lot of juice. My mother used to say I used to look at an orange and I would poop myself. She says, yeah, I didn't handle fruit. My body didn't handle fruit very well. I loved watermelon though. Boy, did I love watermelon. And pineapple chunks. I loved pineapple chunks, right? And I loved pears, absolutely loved pears and plums. Like, I go picking them off the trees. I just absolutely, I love fruit. You know what? I don't eat a lot of fruit, I think, because it's very expensive, right? Poor people. And I think probably, it's part of the system, right? Because people who don't have a lot of money, you get what you pay for, right? And you wonder why kids live on craft dinner. Nowadays, they don't live on craft dinner because it's cheap, because in actuality, craft dinner is not cheap anymore. I ruined my other pair of glasses today. I'm wearing my transitionals. They're a different pair of glasses, right? But I ruined them because I put the water on in the bathroom sink, and I put my glasses in the water. I was going to wash them, but I didn't put any cold water in. And then I forgot to turn the water off, and the water kept running the whole time I was having a shower. And I was really, really enjoying my shower. I stayed in the shower for 20 minutes. It took me 10 minutes just to untangle my hair, because I don't brush my hair. I only run hair conditioner through my hair probably once or twice a week, right? I don't, because otherwise I'll just pull my hair out, right? And because it's so curly and it's so fine now, right? And so I don't run combs through it. And yeah, I took out a lot of hair today. My hair, I don't think I washed my hair for 3 days there, right? And I'm usually one for washing my hair every day, if not at least every second day, right? And yeah, I didn't wash my hair for like 3 days. And as it gets colder, I'm going to do that more often, because especially when I jump out of the shower and go to work in the wintertime, like the last thing you want to do is leave the house with wet hair, because it's going to freeze and then it's definitely going to snap and break off, right? So, because we get to like minus 40, minus 50 here in the winter, right? Yeah, we get pretty darn cold. Okay, so I got another score. Let's just make sure I didn't miss it. But nice to see you, Melvin. And I'm super, super excited that you're here, Nancy. Really excited that you're here. So did you get your internet back then? Is that what you're saying? You got your internet back? Really, really good. Love root beer too. Oh, it's really, really good. Actually, I like A&W root beer, but my favorite root beer is the Shasta root beer. And you can't get Shasta root beer here in Manitoba. And I'm not sure if they even make Shasta root beer anymore. It's an American root beer, right? But I really like Shasta root beer. Yeah. But A&W root beer, I don't know if you guys have A&W root beer down in the States. It's a Canadian company, right? They might have sold it. They always sell the big franchises to the Americans, right? But it used to be a very, very Canadian A&W, right? When we were little kids, it was one of our favorite restaurants to go to A&W drive through, and they put these great big long trays and they would slide them in the back window, and it would go out the other side of the window, and it would be like a big long table, right, for the kids, and we'd all sit there with our A&W. Yeah, it was wonderful. Dad did a lot of that, taking us for takeout, right? We did a lot of that. We did the White House restaurant in Vancouver was another favorite restaurant of my dad's, and had the same idea, putting those trays that ran through one window to the other, right? I think you even remember the A&W girls wearing the roller skates to the windows in the early 70s. I am pretty certain I remember those girls with the roller skates, right? But yeah, Shasta root beer. I love the Shasta root beer, right? So, mm, look at me. I'm just so thirsty. Like I really dug away. I really dug away at that bank today. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy for my two new scores in my bottle digging. And I'm very, very grateful to have had such an amazing Thanksgiving. I spent it 100% on my own, and it was absolutely a lovely day. So another score. So, like I said, this one turned out to be Inuit too, right? This little guy, right, ended up being an Inuit wood carving. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about that. I have no idea how much it's worth, right? Inuit art is very, very collectible in the world. And yeah, I've got a piece of art from there. But I was looking for some little smalls to go with my tarot, right? I was looking for some little teeny weeny smalls. And I was, but I wanted special pieces, special pieces. And I found this little porcelain Scotty dog, right, at work. And he was only 25 cents. And I thought he was absolutely adorable. And he was in perfect shape, like no chips or anything, right? He had a mark, right? He had a little bit of a mark on there and everything. B&G is the company. And so, just out of curiosity, like it's for my cards, right? I wouldn't sell him, but I thought he's so cute. He's got to be worth 10 or $15. And then I went and looked at the company of this little guy, and some of those dogs go for six, seven, $800. I was in absolute shock. Absolute shock. My little Scotty dog is not as beautiful because I guess it depends on how much detail and everything they put in the dog determines on how much the dog is worth. Um, but I don't have as much detail. I do have a look at I got a little diamond on his bum, right? That's the only he's a white Scotch Terrier. He's got a little bit of shading on his feet and a little bit on his ears, and then he's got that diamond on his butt, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. So representative of a small for my tarot. So I thought it was absolutely perfect. But when I researched him, I think he's worth about $140. He's worth about $140. I paid 25 cents for him. I couldn't believe it. I paid 25 cents for this little guy, right? What's going on, Nancy? Oh, they can't take your phone down. Like even here in Manitoba, they would minimize how much data you could use and everything, right? But they can't take your phone down, can they? Oh. Yeah, you need an emergency. You need an emergency. Like, you do what you have to do, Nancy, but it's really, really important that you have a phone for emergency contacts. Like, it's really important that you have that, right? At the very least, I put a little bit of money down on my phone. I put a little bit of money down on my internet, right? I have $500 in cash for my landlord. It's not everything, right? But I asked and I'm waiting to hear to see if I could stay. And I'll go down right away and I will give them that money and I'll keep to my word. I'll even let them like automatically withdraw it from my account every second Friday, right? Mhm. Oh, very good. That does the trick. That really does. I bought that today when I came home. I was so thirsty. I had to stop off at the store. I had to stop off at the store and I just said, I have to have something to drink absolutely immediately or I'm not going to be able to walk. I purposely I got some beautiful fall pictures today too. I think I'll post them to my Instagram tonight, right? Yeah, because tomorrow I continue on with my story on Toronto, where we finally enter into Toronto. We talk a little bit about the workshop and everything that I went to, right? Yeah. Well, can you at least do you have a computer, Nancy? Because I would much rather see you at the very least have the internet, right? Because then at least you could use the Wi-Fi. Like if in an emergency, you could go down to McDonald's or something or to A&W and use their Wi-Fi, right? Yeah, we have to trust like everybody. I was saying earlier on my Instagram today that, you know, some of the great thought leaders that I follow are buckling, right? And they're not buckling right down. And when I say buckling, I say they're having a little bit of a hunch, when they are usually standing straight and taking the punches and putting their great mojo out there. And they're discouraged right now. They're worried right now. And it's hard for them to smile and encourage others that they're going to get through this okay, because nobody knows what's going to happen. It would be so wonderful if somebody could just take our hands and say, hey, it's all going to be over real soon. It's all going to be over. But what I will say is the Spanish flu disappeared. Like it disappeared in 18 months. Right? And that was what, 1917? 1917. What kind of hygiene, what kind of communication did the world have? Right? Just a fraction of what we have now. Right? Just a teeny weeny fraction. So it makes you wonder, how long this virus is going to stick around, because it shouldn't stick around, I would think, even half as long as the Spanish flu did, right? And if the Spanish flu lasted 18 months, this is that half of that would be 9 months, which means it's time for this flu to go now, right? Oh, Owen's here too. Hi, Owen. How are you doing tonight? Charging his phone from a pole outside the public library. How cool is that? How cool is that, right? So it makes you think, oh, okay. Do you think maybe it was something that the library installed for people, to use? I know they have like charging stations now, like in, malls and stuff. They have little spots where people can sit but, with the coronavirus and everything, right? But yeah, that's what they call them, charging bars, right? And they're just little stations in the malls where people can charge their stuff. Yeah, I agree with you, Andrew, there, right? You have some great insight there, right? Some great premonition as to what, right? You have to stay away from all that news, all that hoopla going on, because they want to keep everybody in a state, but something wants to shake the world up, right? Something wants to make people feel that they've got to do something, that they have to jump into action, right, to kind of save the day and everything. Like, people are wakening up to truly what the situation is all about, right? And and even the banks are talking that, yes, probably there's going to be a recession. And when the banks talk that way, right, it's time to prepare everybody, right? It's for go out and go to the library and get some books on pickling and start, go to the markets, go to Safeway, start picking up the frozen vegetables, even get those frozen and bagged, and pick up fresh vegetables if you can. See whatever you guys can get canning down for protein. Pickle eggs, everybody, right? Pick up eggs while they're very, very inexpensive, because if it gets so bad and those eggs can't get into the city, or if they can get into the city and they're very, very expensive for purchase, right? It's important to get the protein in. Yeah. My husband was in the military. He was a Patricia, and he'd go out into the field for months at a time. But when he would come home, he always came home with crates, not just a flat of eggs, crates of flats of eggs. And I had these great big restaurant mayonnaise and relish jars, right, from the restaurants. And I would save them and I would use them for pickling eggs, right? They were perfect for pickling eggs. Yeah, I pickled a lot of eggs, and I made pretty good pickled eggs too, right? Yeah. Oh, the schools are closed. Yeah, they opened up the schools here, and the viruses got into the schools pretty fast. We're more concerned right now with the viruses in the seniors' homes. They got into the seniors' homes, and it's all our beautiful 80-year-olds. They're all having a hard time, right? All our casualties are coming from our seniors that have gotten the virus, and it's very unfortunate, right? And being with Thanksgiving right now, you can imagine how sad it is, where families, they worry that they're not going to get to spend this one holiday, could be the last holiday with their loved ones, right? And now they're in that situation, and they have no choice. They have to buckle down. They have to do what's right. I look at the streets and I look on the bus when I'm on the bus, and I'm thinking, okay, people are starting to smarten up a little bit. Everybody is wearing their masks now, and everybody is taking this a little bit more seriously. They're following the rules a lot better. We're trying to flatten that line again, right? Get it under control, but our numbers are shooting pretty darn fast. Like I said, 80 cases in Manitoba in a day is way too many. Way too many. Hello, David. Oh, thank you. See, David, thank you so much. Nancy, don't be afraid. You'll be blessed, right? You can believe that. David said that. You can believe that, right? So happy you're here, David. Thank you so much for saying that to Nancy, right? She's just gone through so much in the past year. She's been through so much. She deserves desperately to have a break, right? To have a good ending to this life that she hacked away at. If she could spend her last 40 years, yes, 40 years, and she could spend her last 40 years in doing whatever she wants the most, whether it's like sitting there and imagining her train set going, right? And her world revolves around her train set, and she can go out and buy more pieces and better platforms for her train sets. Whether she wants, a better wheelchair that could just motor her around, right? 20 horsepower, motor her around, and that, she can take video and document, the new world that Seattle is before she heads off to Louisiana on her dreams. Or, be able to go to Louisiana in style, in a way, and in a life that she deserves and that she wants for herself, and start, right? Have a great new start, fresh start, and have that start happen by the way she wants. Yeah. I'm totally exhausted. Can't you tell how tired I am today? I'm not even wearing makeup or anything. I just jumped in the shower. I had my shower and I came right out and I just went right into my lives. But look at my head and my hands and everything too, right? I just like, I got to hold my head up even. But this is comfortable. If you don't mind me being all bagged, I'm okay with it. Yeah. It happens. I wanted to have a really nice day today. I did. I had a beautiful day. I had a beautiful walk down to my favorite. I could have taken a bus, but I decided just to have a nice walk, and I walked down there and I enjoyed it. And I took pictures of people's little setup for falls in their yards. And I took some beautiful photographs. I enjoyed the smells of the rotting leaves of fall. Right? I dressed perfectly for a change. Instead of not dressing warm enough or dressing too warm, I just dressed perfectly for today. And, I'm grateful to have a roof over my head, right? I'm very grateful to have a roof over my head. Yeah. And it doesn't mean I'm out of the woods, not even close. But, I'm optimistic that, everything is going to be okay. Because as much as Nancy has blessings coming to her, right? Cindy's got blessings coming to her. And Cindy's looking forward to being a little bit, there are lots of people I would like to thank in my own little special ways, right? I would love to give my sister Tracy her beautiful bathroom renovation and give her one of those little square toilets or bathtubs, the ones you see on TV where you just open up the door and you walk in and it has a little seat and it's just a little box one. I want to get her that bathtub, right? And in that bathtub, it's $10 or $10,000 to have that bathtub installed. And you have to fly somebody in to install it because it's a special installation, right? So you have to pay for the guy's hotel and airfare to come up and install that one. So I would also have to have her bathroom all redone and everything, right? I would love to take my sisters, just maybe even take my whole family and just say, hey, everybody, right? You got an hour to do as much damage as you can. Fill up your carts, right? With whatever you want. Fill up your carts, right? You got 1 hour. Let's do this, right? I would love to do something like that for my family, right? We've had all of us in our family has had a pretty rough year this year. In the past couple of years, right? It's been ongoing for a while. We have an amazing family, and we all went through tough times, and our relationships were all challenged, right? But we're accepting of whatever is set forth on those relationships. If they work, they work. If they don't work, we know to stay away from each other, right? Until we can figure out a way to make it work, because it's not healthy for us to be around each other. I don't feel good about myself, right? When I'm around my sister, right? I feel a lot of guilt. I feel a lot of shame, right? I feel bad because my sister helped me out so bad, and I let myself get to the point where I was even going to lose the roof over my head, and I couldn't help myself like that, right? You know, being a codependent like that, it was very important for me to pull away and to do this on my own without having to, cry the blues and ask for help and hope, that my sister was going to come and save me and stuff. And, I would have stopped her this time, because I'm determined. I'm determined this time that I'm not going backwards. I'm going forwards, right? I'm going forwards with my life, right? I have this amazing journey that I'm doing right now, and this path that I want to go on is so hard. I don't need to be feeling like, what I'm doing doesn't matter, because you don't know what I'm doing. You're not interested in what I'm doing, right? So, and I'm not interested in your life there too, right? We don't have anything in common. We're family, and we should be getting together and be kind to each other, during the holidays and stuff, right? And if you need me, I'm here for you. I will drop everything and go to your side if you should ever need me. But I want to live my life, right? I want to live my own life. I don't want to live anybody else's life, right? When it's time to let go, it's time to let go, right? And and it doesn't mean forever. It just means until I can feel confident and have my self-worth back, and I can feel good about myself. Or maybe you'll have a change, right? Maybe you'll watch some of these lives back, or you'll read some of those texts that you send me back, and you'll go, holy moly, that doesn't even sound like me. Like, who was that saying those things, right? We're sisters. We're a team that, we all came in together, right? And unfortunately, not all of us came out, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen, right? Yeah. We all have our times. We all have our glory days, and when everything is positive and everything is flowing and abundance is amazing. But then there's this other part where I'm just coming out of, where it's just suffer, suffer, suffer. Take some more. You're not worthy, right? Again, all my fault. But when it's drilled into you, right? Lots of times we believe things that people say to us, because in reality we would respect them more than we respect ourselves, right? So when people say these mean things, that we actually take them to heart, we think that they're true, and we'll chew on them, right? And we'll try and figure out and try to solve them on our own, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're funny people. Humans are just funny people, right? Oh, Kathy's here too. Did you watch my live yet, Kathy? I washed my bottles. There's my medicine. I took the blue liquid out. Yeah. It was not only blue, it was a dark blue, but it also had like that pearl color with the shimmers of pink and blues and greens, like so it looked pretty toxic, right? But those are my two medicines now. So now I have 3 medicines, all my bottles from that dump. Look at it. I now have, even with the bottles that I broke, because I broke another one today. I broke another bottle today as I'm smiling, right? But I now have 6 bottles. I don't know how to make them beautiful. I know, do you know, Kathy, how to make them beautiful? I've been using just soaking them in dish soap, and I've been using Q-tips to get inside to try and get the little spots out from the inside. And I've been adding bleach to the water, hot soapy water, and letting them soak. And, it's doing pretty good, but, they should be able to get better, because I see Adventure Archaeology gets his bottles really, really beautiful, right? Oh, awesome, Owen. Yeah, I got some old ones there. Yeah, see, and I never caught that, Andrew, right? Like, I always thought it was my fault, right? Because I was the one who didn't have the money. I was the one who was choosing to go out there and enjoy life and not make my money a priority, right? But at the same time, I was stuck for my own reasons. And yeah, I really blamed myself. And especially when people say things, and especially people you respect say these things about you, like, you have no choice but to believe it, right? So, no, Andrew, I was well into my 50s until I realized that, yeah, people can't talk to me like that, right? I don't treat people like that, so I'm either going to walk away or I'm going to say something. But I practice mindfulness, I practice mindset, so I know to do it kindly, but it has to be a lesson, right? It has to be a lesson. People can't treat each other like that. So I was really pleased to find out that my little Scotty dog was worth $140. I can't believe that thing. It's not even 2 inches, and it's worth that much money. But look, it's so cool because his only patch, right, is that little diamond on his bum. Yeah, he belonged to me for sure. And my painting, like I said, my painting is valued at about $300. I did really good on that. $5. Oh, and I got another great score. Oopsie. As I break my thing, I was checking out my Give me another second. Ah, all my stuff. I don't know where I put anything. Okay, well, I'll show you this instead. I picked this up at work. I got it for $1, you guys. I got this for, oh, I know what I did. I put all my books over here. I'll grab them in a minute to show you what I bought. But I got this for $1, and it's full of tin plates and photographs. Here, let's start and show you some of these. It's the history of Canada, right? It's got these. They don't look like postcards, but they're just to show you how I got these, right? They're absolutely amazing, right? This was a portfolio in the 50s or 60s that was made up for university teachers. It wasn't for students or anything. It was just made as a presentation, right? But it's full of these plate, like these are actually plate. They bought the rights to this artist's work to make this. It's some kind of oil company. I can't remember who it is, right? But they made all these prints full. Look at these. These are all explorers here in Canada. But these ones here, these ones are the actual plate ones. Those other ones are prints too, but these are the actual collector plates. These ones, right? These are just amazing stuff. Like, look at, like, I don't know how much this is worth. I paid $1. I paid $1 for this. It's got maps too. It's got articles, newspaper articles, magazine articles, right? There are voyagers. Who's this one? This one is oh, no lights. Amundsen and Goya. I have no idea who this is, but there you go. And then I have, I've got tons. I'm bypassing big handfuls of them now. But yeah, I've got some really neat ship ones too, right? which is really quite spectacular. So I couldn't find anything. I tried to find it on eBay. They weren't given out to a lot of people. Look at this one. This one is pretty cool. Look at this one. I don't know, some kind of submarine or something. What does it say? It says William Beebe Bathysphere. Bathysphere. So I guess that's some kind of submarine, right? Isn't that cool? Somebody who was digging up fossils. Sir Francis Drake, right? Like, I have no idea. I have no idea. And it's full of articles and magazines. And it took me all day to go through this stuff and read it. And it's all kinds of articles and stuff in there. That's not the best of it. So I was at work, and we're not allowed to shop while we're working. So, as we're pricing goods out, they have to go out onto the shelf, right? They have to go out onto the shelf at the end of our shift. If it's still there, then we can purchase it, right? But it has to stay there. We pay full price if we take it the same day. But if we can wait 24 hours, then we can get our staff discount on it, right? So I got another metal detector. I bought another metal detector for $10. I couldn't say no, right? So I bought another metal detector so that if I get friends or a visitor or something, that I have a metal detector for them, right? But I was at work and I was putting stuff away. And there was this book, and I went, oh, I want that book so bad. Our books are only $1, right? I said, I want that book so bad, but it's going to be gone. By the time I get off work, it's just going to be gone, right? So I was just putting all my stuff away, and I just kind of said something, oh, I love it. And I just like it. I put it on the shelf, but there was a lady beside me, and she came up to the till after she did her shopping, and she had 3 books. And I looked down, and I could spot my book. Like, I saw the book and went, oh, right? But good score for her. Like, I'm happy for her, right? I was thrilled for her, right? And she said, you know what? I wanted to buy you a book, she said, but I didn't know what book it is. And she had 3 books there. And right away, I pointed to this book, right? And she says, okay, well, that's yours. I'm buying it for you, right? So I got the book. It's called Visions of the Universe. Visions of the Universe. Isn't that cool? But the coolest thing about this book, it's full of prints. Like, there must be, there's a ton of beautiful, beautiful prints in this book, right? Every page. It's even got the space station. It's got, all those. Look at that. Oh, there's one of the stations there, right? Like, isn't this amazing? I mean, this could be broken up and sold. I would never do that. But this book was written by Iwasaki, right? Text by Isaac Asimov. And it's prefaced by Carl Sagan, right? Carl Sagan was one of my dad's favorites. My dad loved Carl Sagan. So when I saw this book, I wanted it so bad. And I thought, how lovely of her to do that. I mean, it was only $1. It was only $1, right? It was only $1. I'm showing you pictures that you saw already. Got to find us something cool before we put it away, right? Every single page has got. So I do coffee table books, and that's a beautiful, beautiful coffee table book. So I got to take the price tag off of that. It was originally $17.99 in 1981 or 82, right? So I'm grateful to have this book I'm having a lovely time at work finding scores and stuff, right? I don't always get them, but that's the point. Everybody gets a little bit of score. And that's what brings regular customers back, right? I've been watching the Crazy Lamp Lady. She does Goodwill stores and she videotapes her going to buy stuff for reselling, right? And I look at the stuff that she's reselling and I think her audience really, really loves her because that stuff is not so collectible and stuff that she's getting, but she does get some good scores, right? And she does miss some good scores, but I've been watching these shows just so I can catch up. So, kind of a brush up on my idea. I got a piece of Vaseline, guys, Vaseline ware this week. Do you guys know what Vaseline ware is? It's got uranium built into the glass. The glass is like a yellow green color. It actually glows in the dark, right? From the uranium in it. It's very rare. There's not a lot of it out there anymore, but when it does come up, it's fairly expensive. I mean, my bowl, it runs between $50 and $100, right? But I want it for myself. I think if I got like a little china case or something, like just a little glass case, right? And just fill it up with Vaseline ware as it pops into the store, because eventually it's going to pop into the store, right? And if I could pick up different sets and stuff, won't it look nice when I turn the lights out at night to go to bed, right? And my whole case is glowing in the dark. I don't think it's radioactive. I think you can't really use it anymore for eating, and definitely can't put it in the microwave and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty neat, right? And that's the thing, Nancy. It's cheap, 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 right? I'm buying this stuff, hopefully that I can like list it and pull myself out, right? Like this little dog that I got for 25 cents, and he's worth between $120 and $140, right? He just might have to go up. If I have to keep a roof over my head, like you, Nancy, right? You're not writing anything out. If you have to sell the train, you have to sell the train set, right? Like you said, you're going to do whatever you have to do to keep yourself going, right? You have to. And when you see these things, like I didn't show you these things. I didn't show you these things so that you would feel bad that I'm off buying things, right? Right? I'm buying these things as an investment in myself. I can't afford to do this either, but I'm trying to do this smart, right? This is kind of like my own little garage sale. And then when the opportunity arises, right, and I have to sit down and I have to list all this stuff, right? Maybe I could do something to save myself. Maybe I could, right? So right now I am collecting little doodads and stuff, and I say I want to keep them, right? I say I want to keep them, but if they're worth anything, no question, they will go up, including my book that didn't cost me anything, right? This I would most definitely sell. I would sell these, Nancy, right? If if you want to do this, 50-50, Nancy, I don't know. I'll put it in an envelope and I'll send it to you. 50-50, I'll send it to you. You sell these, right? You sell these. And, maybe you could get $50 for each one of them. There's got to be over 20 or 30 of these. And if we got $50 each for these, Nancy, right? Yeah, I'm happy to mail this off to you, and you do this. We'll start our own little business. Nancy, be an entrepreneur. Be an entrepreneur, right? I'm looking for ways to trying to keep a roof over my head, right? So yeah, right? Maybe we can team up, put our heads together. Maybe we can maybe everybody here, maybe we as a team, maybe we could do something to pull ourselves out of this mess, right? Because we are an amazing team. We are an amazing team, right? Yeah, I didn't think you want to sell them, right? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of mess. I remember eBay. It was a mess, Nancy. It was lots of work, especially when you're working full time. And I hated packing. I'm one of those people that, you go to Christmas or birthdays or anything. I'm that person who'll just throw your present in a garbage bag and tie it up and hand it to you, right? I hate wrapping presents. Yeah, because we have a great team here, right? Like if we put our heads together, we all have little things that we're really, really good at that we could bring to the table, right? And I've been thinking, of course, I'm always brainstorming of ways to move forward, like my little amethyst mine, right? Start off as an amethyst mine and finally turn it into my nature retreat. You start your dream off small, right? But with the idea of growing it, right? Yeah, so let's all think about it. Let's all brainstorm. And then what I want to do is I want to get some money down to Mexico to David. He must be working so hard and his congregation is suffering bad, right? I bet you he could do wonders right now. And I bet you our money would be worth quite a bit of money down in India, right? Or down in India, I'm so tired, everybody. I'm so tired. Down in Mexico. I'm pleasantly tired though. I had a wonderful day. It's Thanksgiving today in Manitoba, right? Today? Yes, Thanksgiving today. Yeah. So I'm very grateful for my family. I'm very grateful that my brand is still here. I'm grateful for everybody who comes and spends time with me on my Chatters Live every Sunday night, right? And, I'm grateful for all of you, and I try to connect with you guys the best that I can. I worry about you all the time. And thank you so much, Nancy, for popping into my live last week when you did, right? Because I was worried about you. And you always make that effort that if there's somehow that you could come in and just at least say hi, that you try, right? That you try. Because there's a lot of us here that we think of you and I'm not a big prayer, but I think of you, Nancy, and I send good mojo to you, right? And I'm sending it right now, Nancy. Like, let's give Nancy some blessings, and let's give Nancy, some abundance, and let's get Nancy moving into her amazing life. She's had enough. We all have, right? Right? Oh, Jonathan's here too. Happy Thanksgiving, Jonathan. So how are you doing, Owen, this week? How are you doing this week? I know you've been having crappy times because we're all going through this at the same time, but we're all dealing with things differently because we have different lives, we live different lives, we have different experiences. We had different experiences, right? It all goes into the mix, right? So even though we're all experiencing the same thing, we are experiencing it differently, right? Because we see it and we feel it differently, right? Oh, awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. That's nice. Oh, we got Kim tonight too. Happy Thanksgiving, Kim. Oh, awesome. That's amazing that you're in here, Kim. How have you been doing? How have you been doing? How are you and your husband? Amazing. Oh, look at that. Everybody's here. That's great, because that's what we need. We need to support each other because, like I said, we're all going through this, but we're all going through it a little bit differently. And if we can use our lives to kind of just dump some of the stuff that you have during the week, that kind of just builds up, or use it as your excuse to just kind of forget about it and unwind from it, right? Like I did today. I didn't worry about anything today. I went out of the house and I went down and I bottle dug and I really enjoyed my day. And then I I was really surprised that the Safeway was open till, because technically it's tomorrow is Thanksgiving, right? So I went down and I was surprised to see the grocery store was open. So I ran in there and I bought a few groceries just to tie me over just for a few days, just till payday coming up, right? And when payday comes up, I'm going to pay for those few things that I got, and I'm going to feel good about myself, and I'm not going to feel bad, right? About trying to add these things into my household, hoping that there'll be a windfall. Like, who knows how much my bottles that I'm digging out of the side of the bank are worth? Maybe they're worth a few bucks. Oh, and here's another amazing thing. I got a photograph today. The lady who bought my kitchen dining table. I love my dining room table. It was an $800 set in the year 2000, right? It got a lot of love. It got a lot of use. It was, I restained it once. I didn't do a very good job. It was probably the very first project of me restaining something. I didn't even bother to take the old stain off, and it buckled as soon as I spilt water on it or something. It just kind of buckled up, and I just threw a tablecloth over the table, and that's how I used it. It's super sturdy, solid wood table. And I sold my table set for $50. I knew I was going to take it with me, right? My next kitchen is going to be in a 1950s style, right? I really like the 1940s, probably the 1950s, when that little bit of space age came, right? So I want to do a kitchen up like that. I want the old mixing bowls, I want the old, what do you call that? Boomerang, atomic ware for my dishes and stuff. Checkered floors, right? Old curtains and stuff. Like, I really want to do it in that style, right? A Betty Boop era style. Yeah, it'll be pretty neat. I might even do it in red and black squares, or teal and white squares. Something pretty cool, right? Yeah. But I'm going to be doing this at work. But, that picture looks absolutely amazing on my wall, especially with the blue wall. But that picture will go. I'm looking at it now, and I said, there's no reason for me to have a picture like that on my wall. I should list it. It will, at the very least, pay a bill off, right? Yeah. So a lesson for me that I need to be responsible. This stuff is not for just collecting. I thought these were pretty neat though, right? I thought these were pretty neat. What does it say on here? It says, well, it said something, but yeah, I just love those. And they tear right here, right? So I don't know. They're not postcards, because they would be ruined. But I might even frame those. I could maybe I could get $25 each for these. I don't know. Maybe I would just sell them as the one piece and see if somebody would be interested. But they were only made for the teachers, so there wasn't a lot of them, and there are a lot of metal plate prints there too. So that's pretty exciting to see. Maybe I'll list a couple and see how they sell, right? Yeah. Night, Jonathan. Yeah. The avocado green. Oh, the 70s. Yeah, that kind of poopy green, right? I like the teal. I like the yellow kitchens. The yellow and white kitchens. I really, really like those, right? Yeah. We have to think optimistic, try and find little ways to make ourselves feel, happy, right? Lots of us are in different situations. Lots of us have different problems, right? We're all trying to solve our own problems, trying to find solutions to the things that are, kind of bit of a stickler in our lives, right? We're all in those situations, and sometimes we struggle against it. Sometimes we should just sit in it, right? Sometimes we should just sit and the answers come to us, right? Yeah. And I try to stay calm and I try and sit in it, but I'm not that type of person. I'm always up to something, right? I'm always up to something. The red. Oh, yes. Yes, I remember the Brady Bunch kitchen. I remember the Brady Bunch kitchen. You're right. You're right, Andrew. But I really do like that atomic age stuff. I like if I could get one of those those ovens that kind of with the stove that kind of slid out like a drawer and stuff. My sister lived in an apartment that had one of those, and I thought it was just like the coolest looking oven ever, right? Broiler ever. Yeah, I really like that atomic style, that retro. And I work in a perfect place to get little items that could decor my apartment, right? I hope they let me stay. I really, really hope they let me stay. Because then I'm going to use that wall over there and I'm going to redo it. Remember, I got those lights, that rope lighting, 16 feet of rope lighting. I'm going to do something real cool with that for my new studio. So we'll have lights and stuff. I won't make it tacky. I still want to keep it casual, right? Yeah, but that red orange, yeah, that was pretty bad. The yellow and the brown, I always liked the yellow and the brown together in the 70s. I liked the Brady Bunch. I remember running home from school. It was the only thing I loved that would make me run home from school was the Brady Bunch. But not only the Brady Bunch, but there was a movie time. It was right after, it was like Edge of Night. Then it was yeah, it was Edge of Night, and right after Edge of Night there was always a movie, the 3:30 movie, and I would always try to be home for that 3:30 movie. And it was always a great movie. It would be like Ben-Hur, it would always be like a classic, something absolutely amazing that won lots of awards and stuff. I really loved those old movies. I don't know how many times I saw Ben-Hur. Right? Or Ten Commandments. I saw Ten Commandments a gazillion times, and that was a long movie, right? I think the longest movie. What was the longest movie I ever watched? I did see a movie that was 3 hours long, and it was way too long to watch, right? Yeah, it becomes unenjoyable, and it makes it so that you don't want to watch those long movies again. There was another copy. I'll pick it up of Ice Age. The first one I have. The second one here. So the first one is at work, and they'll be going on sale for $1 pretty soon. So I might pick that up when it goes on sale for $1. Yeah. I don't pay more than $3 or $4 for anything. And I have a bucket at work, and it actually just gets deducted off my pay on payday, right? So I don't even notice that it's gone. But I haven't spent more than 25 or $30, right? On each payday. And I could even sell that metal detector, because that metal detector cost me $10. $10 I couldn't afford. But when I knew it was worth over $100, like, you have no choice. You have to buy it. And I thought, if I have somebody and say, "Oh, do you want to go metal detecting with me?" And they say, "Oh, I don't have a metal detector." Oh, I got a spare one, right? I got a spare one because I want to spend more time with actual people. I made that decision kind of last night. I was doing some reflecting and stuff. And, I want to be around people. I don't want to, I can easily do this journey and just be at home and do all my interactions online. But, I would really like to make some close friends. Okay, last little gulp of my root beer. Like I said, I was so thirsty. And root beer is not doesn't have caffeine in it, does it? I don't know. It doesn't make you thirsty like cola does and stuff. And I drink hardly any pop. I used to buy a case of pop like every couple of days. I drank so much pop, right? And I drink so little pop now. it really amazes me that I just don't even have the taste for it anymore. But like I said, I was so thirsty today, I had to break down and get some pop. But I shouldn't be wasting money like that too. But because it was Thanksgiving and I really wanted to have a nice day, right? I put some rice. I just made some rice. I just turned the rice off. So the rice is going, and I'm going to make a pork fried rice because I made a pork roast last week and I put half the roast in the freezer so that I can make a pork fried rice. So I'm going to make a pork fried rice for dinner tonight, and then I'm going to make little Tupperware containers and put them in the freezer so that I have meals for the week, right? You do your own repairs on your trains, Nancy? You do your own repairs like a real engineer? That's pretty cool. I guess you would. Do you have books? Nancy, if I come across those trains at work, right? They come in. Those trains come in. Those Lionel parts and stuff, they come into the store every once in a while, right? If something amazing comes into the store, I'm going to hold on to it for you and ship it out to you. Wouldn't that be amazing if I scored? Like even the books and stuff, if those train books come out, right? I would love to send you those books. Let me know, Nancy. Would you even be interested if I came across those Lionel train books and stuff? Or those books that kind of show you how to do the repairs or how to design the platforms. I know you're probably an expert, but you might come across somebody who wants to try the hobby out themselves, right? Nancy, smarten up already, right? You need a little sunshine in your life, and I know whatever's in charge is going to put something on that shelf absolutely amazing this week. And I'm going to look at it and I'm going to go, that's for Nancy. And I'm going to ship it to you, Nancy. I won't tell you what it is because I don't know what it is, but I know it's coming this coming week. I am going to have something come into the store that's going to have Nancy written all over it. That's the challenge. That's the challenge, right? And I'll let you guys know next Sunday. That's what we'll do. Sunday, I will have something that I found at work for Nancy. Come on, universe. Something amazing that I found at work for Nancy this week. So you put out those positive vibes, Nancy. I'll put up those positive vibes. Andrew will pray that it comes out, because you know what? We're ready for a little miracle. Remember, I used to get those little miracles and the little magic things would happen for me when it came to nature and stuff all the time. And it's nice. It's time for us to feel those miracles again, right? It's time for us to feel those miracles again and have those things happen for us, because that's what's going to encourage us to keep moving forward, because boy, we are having one darn year, aren't we? Oh, and here's another good tip for everybody. Here's another good tip. Have a sip of my coffee. Thirsty. A lady came into the store and I gave her change, and she says, "Oh, you gave me 4 2020 quarters." And I said, "Oh, how lovely," right? She goes, "They're key years." And I'm thinking, "Oh, okay, yeah, the coronavirus, it would make them key years." She says, "Did you know that the 2020 quarters are very, very rare? Because the mint is here in Winnipeg. We have the Royal Canadian Mint is here in Winnipeg. We mint all the coins for Canada here. And they shut down because of the coronavirus, and they only got a few quarters out there. Excuse me. They only got a few quarters out. And when I say a few thousand, right? Maybe 100,000 quarters out there. They got them minting them. They got them out there. But, when they shut down, so they don't have a lot of them. She says, you need to save. You need to start saving. When you come across these ones, the 2020, you need to hold on to them because, they're either going to be very, very collectible or very, very valuable, she says. The key years, right? There's not a lot of them out there. So I went through my quarters and I went, oh, we just broke up a roll. The whole roll was in there. She wanted to give me a couple of quarters. So I had a couple. I says, here, give me $1. I'll give you 4 more. I'll give you 4 more quarters, right? And yeah, so there's a good tip for everybody. If you come across the Canadian quarters, I don't know if your guys's your mint in the States has shut down. I don't know. Do you guys know what mint your state is or where your mint is, Andrew? In the States, I have no idea. You might have a couple of mints. I don't know. But I know here in Canada, it's here in Winnipeg, right? But find out whether your mint shut down too. And if there are some key years, if there's some 2020 coins and you did shut down, right? Because they didn't make a lot of those coins, then maybe they'll be collectible and maybe you have a little bit of money and, maybe worth something down the road that will help you, crawl your way out again, right? You're a funny man, Melvin. But you're right, like it's spending a lot of money. A lot of money. Everywhere is businesses spending. I don't know where this money is coming from because nobody is making any money. Nobody. There are people out there pretending, right? And there may be a few people still reveling in it. They had a good run at it to start with, even with the crash, right? But it's I just want to put this here so I don't lose it, right? Put it back in its binder. Yeah, I thought that was pretty amazing. Yeah. Nancy, we're praying for you, right? It's time for you to come out of this miserable. It's time. It's time. Just decide. Just decide. I have had enough. I have had enough. I know sometimes things get so bad sometimes that you don't think that there's a possibility that it will get better. But 100%, 100% it will. I just got your message, Nancy. I just got your message. So we'll check that out. See if Nancy is as she fixed something. Let's see what Nancy says. Oh, here's our card, everybody. Here's our card. Oh, not a card for us. The lovers came up. The lovers. Okay, the husband and wife teams out there. Come on. Yeah, time to make some decisions. It's small. It's your soulmate, right? The lovers card. Yeah, let's get some clarification on that one, right? Because I don't know. We're a bunch of middle-aged women, middle-aged men here. I think the lovers card, right? Maybe I was actually thinking about it last night. I gave some thought, maybe Cindy, it's time for you to start dating again. Maybe you'll meet yourself a nice guy who's interested in mindset and working on mindfulness and stuff, right? And then maybe, okay, Nancy wants me to show the picture to everybody. Let's see what she sent us. Here we go. Oh, all her trains. These are all Nancy's. Oh, those are Lionel trains, Nancy? What are those? Your Lionels? Yeah, pretty amazing. Let's see what the other picture is. Oh, you fixed those. Oh, so they would be mechanically sound. Okay, so then you're kind of like a little bit of a mechanic there, Nancy. You're kind of like a little mechanic there. Micro trains. Yeah, your trains are beautiful, Nancy. I'm sure they give you lots and lots and lots of joy, right? Try your darndest. Try your darndest. You hold on to them. They're your ticket. They're going if they have to be what you have to sacrifice to save your life, it's what you have to do, right? You do whatever you have to do. Whatever has to go, it goes, right? But try your darndest. Try your darndest to hold on to it, right? Try your very darndest. And you don't know. One of us might hit Lotto 649, right? State lottery, right? Maybe some kind of miracle will happen and we'll be able to pass all that goodness on to all the people who, supported us when we weren't having a great time of it, right? Hmm? We've all had our moments this year, right? We've all had our moments. Yeah. Okay. And are they specialty tools that you use, Nancy, for your trains, or do you just use like regular tools out of a toolbox? I'm assuming that you're using precision tools, but do they do tools that are specific for your train sets? Yeah, I would be curious. I would be curious to know that, right? Don't mind my messy shelf. It's a real mess. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, like the precision screwdrivers with all those little micro screws and stuff. Yeah, but I'm looking at all this mess. This was this was 25 cents. Was done by an artist. This is Haida art, so Nancy would recognize this because there's Haida in Seattle too, right? The Haida. This is a tourist item. I would assume that somebody went to some kind of museum or something, and and purchase this and support Charles McIver from Lytton, BC, and it's titled Wolf. So that's supposedly to represent a wolf. It looks like a letter opener, right? It looks like a letter opener, but it's a signed piece, right? It's a signed piece, right? And he's quite lovely. And then I have all my beautiful Ukrainian antique egg cups, right? Those will go. Those will go. I'm going to sell those. I won't get much for them, but you know what? I only paid $1 for them, right? I only paid $1 for them. And if I got $20 for all of them, I would be happy, right? I would be happy. Um, Let me just take a look. These are just cards because I want to do my set in nature, right? I want to do it in the indigenous and represent all of Canada in its decoration. So I don't know how. I'm waiting for some proper frames for these, but again, some Haida art. It needs to be framed. I found these at work. They were 25 cents, right? 25 cents. Isn't this spectacular? Right? Isn't that spectacular? It's Haida art. Just little ones, right? Here's another one. That's beautiful too. So, these obviously they came from little gift shops somewheres or something, and they are all signed little signed pieces of art, but I'll get little frames for those. And those, this is all, I'm going to do something absolutely amazing with it. And then once I'm up against that table, I can set my camera way far away because I'm using my Yeti speaker, right? And that way you'll get a better view of my set, right? I'll do something amazing, right? Cross my fingers that they say that I can stay, right? I would really, really like to stay, and I will put my best effort in, right? I will put my best effort in to do a good job at being a good tenant. Okay, we got this lover's card. You need to clarify this lover's card because, like I said, we're a bunch of middle-aged baby boomers going on here, right? And it's a soulmate. And we need to make some decisions. We need to make some decisions. So I don't know. Oh, here it is. It just flew. It flew out of my deck. What do we have here? Clarification. Follow your dreams. Follow your dreams, people. Follow your dreams. That's definitely for me, right? Here we go, people. Here we go, right? Here we go. Something amazing's going to happen. We'll see. Okay, everybody. I babbled on a little bit longer than today, right? I'm really, really tired. I'm not paying attention, but I am practicing. My tarot, I have 2 sets. I have 2 sets of oracles. I have another one coming. It was a quarter, right? You need to have numerous decks and self-esteem and confidence. This tarot. I'm not doing any of those. We had a zombie one come into the store the other day. I'm not touching those things. Forget about that. It's going to be wonderful tarot, right? Good mojo, right? Kind thoughts, kindness, right? Just the light is what I want. But this might be a way for me to crawl out, right? Isn't it a beautiful deck? It's my favorite one. I also have the fairies, right? But this is my plan. This is my plan to get out. This is the fairy deck, right? So you know, I'm learning this, and I'm going to start doing tarot, and I'll charge $50. I remember I used to be really, really good at it. And the decks are all different now. Like, there's some people out there doing some beautiful, beautiful decks, and I can't wait to do my own deck, my own mindset deck, right? Wouldn't that be cool? A deck of tarot with the entrepreneurs. That would be an amazing, amazing style. That would be, and it would be a good seller. It would be a really, really good seller too, for sure, and use all the great thought leaders for that. I just thought of that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to design my own tarot. I'm going to make millions. Okay, everybody, that's my good cheer. I'm out of here. We'll see you next Sunday. If we're doing lives at McDonald's, we're doing lives with the Wi-Fi at McDonald's. We all do what we have to get us by, you guys. Like, don't get suckered into what the world wants you to revel in, right? You know what feels good. You know what doesn't feel good, right? We have to deal with stuff, but deal with it, you know, with as much optimism as you can, and knowing that it's going to work out for the best, right? Okay, everybody. We'll see you next Sunday, right? We'll see you next Sunday. Thank you so much for popping in here. And right, we want a few miracles. We want to see those miracles now happen, right? We need some encouragement that we are on the right track. I'm just going to take a look at the comments for 1 minute and say goodbye to everybody. And yeah, let's see what I've missed here. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. Right? I won't stay forever, but I will stay long enough to make that decision to move without being rushed, right? And to be able to relax a little bit. I would like to get on the road. I would like to figure out a car. This is a good place for me to stay because I don't have to pick up. I don't have to go into that hairy, scary. And at the same time, you know, like I said, I've been slowly selling things off, getting ready things, but at my own pace. So when I'm ready to go, I won't have a lot of stuff. And I'm ready for a new start. I'm ready for a fresh start, right? We all are. But you know what? I am moving forward. I'm moving forward. Okay, everybody. Next Sunday, take care of yourselves, right? Like I said, I will be there next Sunday. Always, always. Never worry about that. And if you can make it, terrific. If you can't make it, we'll be thinking of you, right? And one of us will hit something. One of us will. Okay, everybody. We'll see you next Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.